Hi, my name is Emily, and in 2022, I left my government job to listen to my heart and build a life based on my values. For 1 year, I would experiment and try new things, and travel to new places. Currently on this journey, I'm in Stockholm, Sweden, one of the stops on my epic backpacking trip through Europe. But tomorrow, who knows? I'm documenting the process of finding myself in the story of a life unfolding. Who knows what could be possible if we unapologetically listen to our hearts? Like and subscribe to come along with me on this magical journey. Good morning, YouTube. It's me, it's Emily. I'm here in Stockholm. I'm staying at my friend's apartment. I think I'm kind of totally crashing. When I first arrived in Europe, I was going to city after city in like 1 or 2 days and always changing my accommodations, often hostels. Now that I'm at my friend's apartment, I have a bit of space to just chill. I am so tired. Also, the light here, like the sun rises pretty late in the morning and sets by 3 p.m., which is kind of wild with this kind of quiet and slowness in the environment around me. I just feel like I can't do as much as I would during summer. So I spent the whole morning watching YouTube and sleeping and stretching, and now I'm gonna go meet my cousin for brunch. And then later tonight, we're gonna go with Claire's friend to the photography museum. I need to go have a shower. Okay, let's go. This looks so good.
We got some buckwheat pancakes with mascarpone and some blueberries on top. Yum, yum, yum.
And we have some North African shakshuka with bread to dip. It's gonna be so good.
Wow. One more bite.
These are literally the best pancakes I've had in a long time. They're made with buckwheat.
After brunch, we decided to go thrifting, except it's like afternoon, but it feels like nighttime.
Fun fact, our grandmother was a professional accordion player. We obviously are greeted by our wonderful grandmother's spirit.
Aww.
So this is an infuser teapot, and it's blue. And this is like the cutest little French press ever.
Do you even drink coffee?
I do.
Oh.
In season only.
What do you mean?
In holiday season.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Only in the winter time.
How the heck? Why are you here?
Hey.
Thanks for cooking, Emily.
Aww. Dinner's done and we're rushing to go meet Claire's friend at the photography museum.
Arrival of the camera phone, many suddenly hold the possibility to capture what happens around them.
The museum was filled with photos from throughout the century. A local Swedish news agency had opened its archives to the public. On display were some of humanity's most profound moments, of war and culture, innovation and art. For most of my life, I was encouraged to think logically, but on my journey of unfolding, I've gotten to know my heart. She feels the world into being. She knows life through a kaleidoscope of emotion and story. The stories in the museum made me feel human, and I was reminded of the importance of knowing where you've come from to know where you're going. Little did I know that the next day I would get the chance to learn more about my own story as well. I'm on a little bit of a side quest right now. When my grandfather left Estonia. He came to Stockholm as a refugee. He lived in a bunch of different places, but not all of them are super accessible on this trip, so I'm just gonna go to the one place that he lived the longest. And it's kind of surreal to be here and see that people still live in these homes 50 years later. Not a typical tourist thing, but definitely something that makes me feel like I'm filling in a puzzle piece of my own life. It's really humbling to know I'm part of a long line of stories that's not going to start or end with me. I'm just a link in this massive chain. It's actually really beautiful, and I'm so thankful I get the chance to experience another piece of it.
I Södertälje hamn.
Kind of like cinnamon buns.
I still haven't had a cinnamon. No, we had a cinnamon bun. There's so much cake.
Hi.
Bussar för Saltsjöbaden.
Claire's life.
But he's not happy with like the food or stuff.
He liked
No,
it. Where are we going, Claire?
look out over the city.
This is so cool. Like even the light.
Yeah.
Wow.
So happy to have sun.
Aww.
The last day for you. It's honestly perfect. So happy you came, Emily. Not many people come from Canada, so it's pretty cool.
You think they're tulips? Or hyacinths? I don't know. I'm taking a quick stop at the National Library of Sweden. But he walked away. It didn't seem like using it. So we've been walking around all day. Now we've come to the Swedish Parliament, which is a place I really wanted to go to because this is where the Friday for Future student climate protests would have started that swept around the entire world. And these stairs, you think? This is amazing. It would have been like right here. I think whether you believe in the whole rhetoric of the Fridays for Future movement or not, one of the most inspiring things is that one person and their mentality and their actions can sweep through the entire world and change people's minds. In terms of sustainability, nowhere is perfect for sure, but Sweden has some things that are really, really interesting in terms of what they're doing for sustainability. The example that I'm the most impressed by is infrastructure. Public transit is so easy here, and you see bikes everywhere, even though it's a winter climate. Do you know of anything else?
Infrastructure is like if you have efficient and effective public transport, it really makes a difference.
Our house is on fire. We have to acknowledge that we have failed, but Homo sapiens have not yet failed. There is still time to turn everything around. We have to stop the emissions of greenhouse gases. We have to stop the emissions of greenhouse gases. We have to stop the emissions of greenhouse gases.
Climate change is something I think about almost daily. I believe part of my life's purpose is to travel. I try to buy carbon offsets for the flights I can afford, but that doesn't absolve me of my inner knowing that the whole system needs to change. And when everything needs to change, life can get overwhelming pretty fast. It's the emotions that arise in our body when we talk about these things that paralyze us from moving forward at all. I've learned that living a life based on your heart requires feeling your grief with acceptance. Before I left my previous job, I used to work in climate change. The most exciting resources I've ever come across is Drawdown, a compilation of solutions to mitigate climate change, written and edited by Paul Hawken among other authors. I may not know what the future holds, but none of us really do, ever. And I'd like to think that if we collectively hold the intention that we need to change, then somehow, some way, someday we will.
That
was a good one.
Aww.
Wow. Put some on the table.
Claire's Italian and makes pizza a lot.
I'm learning. So I'm like pushing the dough to the side. I like the feeling of this dough. Pretty happy with that.
Yay! Last night in Stockholm, and we had the best day walking around the cities. Today in some sun, and now we're drinking wine. All in all, a good trip, but I am sad to go. Oh boy.
It's perfect. Nice.
What do you think our best day, our best activity was?
I like our meals together a lot, I would say. Hockey game was fun. It was like overall like a lot of fun stuff.
Do I just put it everywhere?
Yeah.
This sauce looks so good. How did you make it?
I used diced tomatoes, some salt, basil, and garlic. I usually do the cheese first, but I think it doesn't. No, it doesn't really matter. There's no correct way.
Wow, this cheese. It looks so good.
This is what I also love here is this is something that's way cheaper than Canada. Like this is like totally affordable.
Looks really good.
This is like, oh no! Tomorrow's probably gonna be actually